episode of 43 North Uncut. I'm the host with the most, Big J, and we got
Tommy Boy.
Also,
DJ Trill Will, man.
Chasing Champ, man.
You know what it is, man.
Well, we got another episode here, man. And the one thing that we want to touch on, it's kind of a serious note. It's a serious topic. It's very, very deep.
Serious.
No, I'm not gonna get to it too serious with it, but we're gonna scratch the surface. We're gonna kind of dive deep a little bit. But prison reform, a lot of people don't like to talk about those aspects because that's where a lot of people go that broke the law, of course. But what's going on within the prison system is our concerns and what we've been and what it's done. You know, positive and negative, man. I mean, a lot of times people don't. Nobody ever want to go to prison. I myself, I have been to prison several different times and served an X amount of time within the prison systems.
Jailbird Joey over here.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
I saw him though. I saw him when the Baco transition and stuff. So
that shit kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, man, coming through the system up here.
Yeah.
And being from Chicago, you're expecting like, okay, when I go to the joint up here, if I ever had to go to the joint up here, it'd be something different. You know what I mean? It'd be, you know what I mean? You're expecting it to be like structure-wise, like the crib, and it was the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So it was more so depressing. Probably catch that one. I forgot to put it on silent.
oh yeah, but one thing about it is too, I noticed about our being out there is they have such thing as minimum and medium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Illinois, it wasn't no like community working and stuff like that. They had some places where you can go and you can work on the joint like marijuana or something like that.
Right.
Just having community custody and stuff like that.
I mean, I was able to move back into the community, man. That was crazy because you start off in Dodge, then you work your way down, and you go wherever you go. Once you get classified at A&E status, you know, then you get classified whether you, depending on your case, you max, medium, or minimum. Normally, everybody start off in medium. If you're non-violent, then you work your way down relatively quick. But it was crazy, man, because I never seen no place that was prison, but it was unstructured. In the beginning, it was like a supper club, like sports club, man. You had all kind of rec, you had all kind of fishing, boating. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Man, you had fishing, you can go fishing, my dude. Once you got down to minimum, everybody worked for their community custody. That's why I say Wisconsin is real crafty when it comes to the mental aspect of things, on how to really grasp your mind. Because it was one officer in the bubble that was containing 60 to 70 people in one unit. But it was like the things that they have in place, it's so crazy because they left a good opportunity for you. If you fucked up your minimum, you know you weren't gonna make no money doing this bit. You know what I mean?
And that was important because it was different with the money because they take so much of your money coming in because of the big system. Not as opposed to Illinois, they don't take money you receive in and stuff like that. Here, it's all about money, man.
It's big money because they had a release account that you can get up to $5,000 in it now that you will have throughout periodically as you get money. They take that and put that in an account for you. So when you get ready to exit back into the community, that you got something to fall on. And that's
dope though. I like that. That's a dope idea.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But then you was able to. Some cats was going and getting jobs.
So you saying they should have more of that as far as for prison reform, or what?
I think that is a dope idea because you know some people when they transition back from the joint, they don't usually have a job right away. They don't have no money. They don't have no skills. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you know it's a little bit easier, I would think, for somebody to come home and they got $5,000 to either A, go get a car to secure a spot to live. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look at how that, you know what I'm saying, help build you up as a transition out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for that.
And there's got more programs like that.
Exactly, and I agree wholeheartedly because they want to build more prisons. They put a cap on it. They wanted to build more prisons. I thought they should have built more minimums. Because the prisons that they have already set, you can get more people that's classified to be able to have this community custody and behave more in mediums and max and be able to get to the aspect everybody should be able to have the opportunity to go to work, release, and save some money. Now, depending on your case, should it be off limits to people who have sex offender cases and stuff like that, or murders?
I'm gonna look at it like this, like it should always be a cap on certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because if you turn to somebody who is like a real deal, I want to say menace to the society, then you might want to think twice.
Do that in there.
You know what I'm saying? You might want to throw that, you know, just look like, wait a little bit, then we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because now some people who catch that jacket don't really deserve that jacket either. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing with the prison reform is to what you're saying is perfectly right. They sit and people been on these wait lists for a long time, and they only got 2 programs to get out for early release, which is boot camp, and that was only 1 building. I mean, they started one at RCI, like one of the back units or whatever. But it's just so crazy because you can get you can be waiting on that spot for a long time, and they'll revoke somebody for a crime of replication or something, and they'll put them right in that bed space, and that or one of them programs
Take away from
a guy that's been waiting on that spot for a long time. It just need to be all restructured because truthful sentencing is a joke, bro.
Right.
Truthful sentencing need to be fucking eliminated.
Exactly. I look at the aspect of what minimums and programs is doing for the prison system. It's called this pressure valve. Everything got to have a pressure valve because if they didn't have those in place, the prison population would have been double what it is now. I think it was at 22,000 throughout the state, which it only should be like 1,200 throughout the state. You know what I mean? So the numbers is crazy high. Taxpayers is paying an astronomical amount of money to keep these prisons going, for one. So to have more programs, it'll empty out the prisons. Act 28 would have emptied by now. Act 28 was
That's when
it came up about 10 years ago when they was talking about you doing 2/3 of your time, and once you hit your certain point, you out no matter
what's
what.
his name? He came into office around that time.
Scott Walker.
Scott Walker. That was a Scott Walker proposition, but
He abolished it.
he was right. Yeah, he abolished it because they were really trying to save some money, and the Republicans was banking off that money.
Yeah, because
the state of Wisconsin, really.
They had their hand in the vendor aspect of the prisons. Scott Walker and them, he left big time behind. Tommy Thompson left a lot of stuff behind for Scott Walker to complete. And when we had the other governor in, and he was doing everything, letting people out, people were getting grants. They went away from that. Act 28 came about. It would have dumped the prison systems out. Nonviolent offenders, a bunch of people would have been out of the prisons right now. Right now, 10 years ago, if it would have stayed intact to the date, probably would have brought the percentage down so low. It was scaring big corporate businesses who got their money invested into the prisons. So when they got the Republic back in, they hurried up and abolished the Act 28, meaning where it's truth essentially you had to do your time. But it's putting too much strain on the taxpayer because it's costing so much to keep these prisons going. Now minimums is crazy because they work on their own accord. They generate from the work release guys, from the people who has contracts, that's how they pay their bills with their net. You know what I mean? So it's different.
I didn't know that.
It's different. It's totally different. Meaning, for one, if we create more minimums, it'll not only save the taxpayers money, it will not only dump the prison system down, but it will do something for the community as well because you got proper programs for people who made bad choices. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different things on why.
I see that they do go hand in hand.
What was the down south for you? Would you lock up ever down in
No. I ain't got
So do you have experience of family members that's going through that?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of family members who have been in and out the joint. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, man. Like, it's rough. You know what I'm saying? It's rough. But like, from my partners who done been down there and then up here being locked up, they say it's a cakewalk up here.
It is because you don't want to, like he just said, you don't want to mess up certain programs.
Mess it up.
It's like you kill yourself out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's rough.
It's different. It's different. This is my first time able to see prison in a different aspect versus than like Chicago. Like I've been in Chicago, Cook County. I've been in there. I've been throughout the whole. It's more structure wise. You know, you got certain sections. You got the folks. You got the brothers. Then you got the neutrons. Then it's just the way you gotta live. You know what I mean? Throughout the whole prison. You know, certain people you gotta check in. You gotta do certain different structural things while you in prison. Versus here's freelancing. You come in, ain't nobody checking you if you're on the news. You coming in, you going wherever you want, doing whatever you want to do, however you want.
I mean, to an extent, because in Illinois they got their joints back too. When the last time I
they did.
In 03, I was in Sheridan and everything, and you couldn't even walk on a yard by yourself. They had to be doosed up on the walk. You had to have certain passes. They had to catch you, you know what I mean? Shirt tucked in your pants, and then they were shaking down the cells every morning, and your cell had to be cleaned a certain way. They had like a structure on the back of the door where you had to have your shoes on your bed, you could have your socks out. It's like, by being a big business, they controlled it and they controlled the inmates as well. So they eliminated a lot of the gangs and stuff like that over the years, man, because like you say, it was so structured so much where the prison officials felt they lost control of the jail system. So they had to like clamp down and make sure that, you know what I mean, they keep people in check. And then like you said, it only kill yourself. You want to go to another program, you want to go to another prison, okay, they'll hold it over your head. They'll bury you in a box.
Don't go to the hole for fighting nothing like that. But the crazy thing, you know what I learned up there? The lifers, a lot of people looked at it like, you know, lifers at the crib, they get a different type of respect. They walking through. Because they know he got life, they know he got nothing to lose. they know they can.
They the big dog.
Right, they can maneuver. Versus here in Wisconsin, the life is more like the police. You know what I mean? You better not do nothing in front of them. They'll hold you accountable. Hey man, you know you can't be. What? Like, hold on. Like the life is who you think that would stand up for the righteous or what?
Oh no, but they lucky, especially if you come across them and they ain't like for, they lucky to be in them systems they in. So they same thing.
That's why I say mentally they broke them down. A lot of lifers that we was around, like, there was one named Randall. Right. It was one named Randall, man. He was
Shout out to Randall, man. We had to do a push-up.
He was out of Madison. He was out of Madison. He gave it to the world, like what he was in there for. You know, it was something to the effect of messing with this girl and he shot the dude who just tried to scam him and ended up killing him. Anyway, make a long story short, they gave him life.
Yeah.
So it's like a normal dude, you would be like, you know what I mean, calm, cool, collected. So he finally made it to minimum after almost 16, 17, medium. This is medium, not even minimum where you can work and make the money, but it was medium. But he haven't been outside in 17 years when it was dark, because at Green Bay they shut you down, you in the building before it even get dark. You know what I mean? Like if you got record summons in the building, like at 6 o'clock, they do not see outside no more. Outside yard clothes, all that shit. So when he made it to the unit, you know, all the sergeants, they got your jacket, they know who you are, what's going on, your behavior and shit. So he was like, right at the child, he looking outside like this is first night he had just unpacked everything, came out the child, he looking out the window. I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of mad about like,
blowing you.
Why is he standing looking out the window? I'm like, this dude crazy. He stood up. I gotta ask the sergeant a question. I'm like, what? He said, Sarge, I'm just being as loud as hell, because you know they yell and match from cell to cell and from, hey, turkey. So he loud already. He don't know, like a medium motherfucker, chill a little bit. He said, hey, Sarge, you think I can take out the garbage tonight? Ain't it right there? You think I can do that? Sarge looked at him, he was damn near in tears because he knew exactly where he was coming from. This man ain't been outside in 17 years at nighttime. And literally, maybe 15 feet from the front of the unit, right there was the garbage. The man walked outside, everybody watching. Because it was fascinating. Like, this is his first time seeing something like that. He walked outside and took the garbage out, put it out there and looked up at the sky. And was just so appreciative. The man felt like he'd made it to a minute. They call mediums camps.
Yeah.
Because they were so combined. Wisconsin really got you mentally in their prison system. They got you mentally. That man was praising God.
Yeah, it's crazy. All jails like that pretty much to get you mentally, man. And they help you develop either a sense of being alone all the time or help you develop a sense of being with people, because it's two groups of people that's in them jails. It develops you to be the introvert. Yep, or the catty chatty. Wake up in the morning, they get their coffee.
They get that microwave
all day.
With the
talk about everybody. Yeah, you know,
it's like me. I'm gonna check this out, man. Trying to get the sergeant to get on fire.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just nonsense, man. So it all needs to be reformed, man, because half of these crimes don't dictate how they play you when you get inside there.
Right.
And the best thing about Dodge was with this, bro. This would mess me up and mess up a lot of younger people, is the fact that the med situation, the med line is ridiculous. It's like the questions they ask you, they try to prescribe you everything, and they try to get you on medication. You can't sleep, we got something for that. Your eye twitch, you're nervous about your case, we got something for that. And I watched so many younger kids want Seroquel or what's the name, or people fighting for these meds. The med line is ridiculous.
And they looking like zombies.
After a while, because it's like it developed.
Do you think that plays into the opiate epidemic with people that's up here? Because I see a lot of people that's in prison that was stuck on those big pharmaceutical
hide the pill under their tongue.
They take them all in the butt, shaving it off, and mushing them together, and melting it down, putting it through bread, filter it, all kind of crazy mess.
Oh yeah, it was a mess, and that's what I'm saying. That's what back to we talked about in one of the other episodes.
Dude said putting it on bread to fit.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, they'll melt it down, my dude. They'll melt it down.
Drugs.
And they'll take the bread and then run it through the bread as a filtration system. Get all the bad shit up out of it, the yeast and everything. Eat it up. Once you drip through, it's valid.
That's why the drugs are taking over in the country, because of the fact they got you hooked. They're pushing it everywhere. They're pushing it everywhere. In the prisons, they'll give you something to take home with you.
Yeah.
They help you.
A whole bag to get
started. That's why they stopped charging people so much, or even just a copay, because they had to make some money off of it, because everybody ain't had so medicated, bro. They're like, well, fuck it. We already got them locked. Let's charge them 50 cents or $1 to just come, because they had everybody everybody locked already.
And then there was nothing to be able to get it. If they got you locked and everybody know that you locked, you can get pills anytime. They charge you a copay. They still get money from you still. And getting you hooked on it. I think that aspect of it was where all the test dummies was at. Like seriously, okay.
Independent studies are done in jails.
Yes.
Well, a lot of shit should be reformed, man.
It should be. They shouldn't take medications out of the prisons because unless it's a health reason, all the depression and all that, it's other things that you can do. You can do meditations. You can do. There's no meditations offered throughout the prison system except one place, and that's that. Unless you do it on your own, it should be promoted. For a lot of people that's been in the prison system, you're traumatized. You don't need no pill for it.
Hell no.
You don't need no pill for it. You need to learn how to cope with what you've been through.
When did you did you just say no? Or did
What, to the pills?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I did say no. They offered a lot. They offered.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so depressing for me. I'll be honest with y'all. My first time to prison, it was so depressing because it was nothing that I expected. It was nothing until I made it to minimum. It was depressing because I came through thinking that I was going to be on some city shit, but I seen how country club and watered down and how the shit they was on with the prison be quiet. It's like a library everywhere. You know, everywhere you went was a library until you really got plugged in. I started my bit off at Perry Lucien. That was the only, I would say, thing that was kind of somewhat like, because there was a lot of young kids from Chicago, Madison, that was classified there, but it was a different type of melting pot. It was like the Audi home, in a sense.
Okay.
You know, different units. You can see across to the units. And then a lot of fighting, a lot of sports, a lot of all that. So the first 18 months of my bit was pretty much that. But it was like, once I made it to the dope parts, it was just, okay, I'm like, everybody like, hey, I'm ready to go. I don't end up going to Oak Hills, dry as hell. I mean, it was crazy. It was super, super crazy, but the crazy thing about it, I went back after I got out. So it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, but you end up making a lot of money. I didn't think I was able to get out with them at 4,000. You know what I mean? Doing work release and doing all that other crazy stuff,
But it helps you a lot, though, man. That's what I'm saying.
This last one.
It's either you're going to take something from it and be a better person, or you're going to take something from it and just be an animal. Because you're going to feel like you ain't learned your lesson, you know what I mean? And I was one of those animals for a while, man. It wasn't the fact I was an animal, it was just like, I chose not to change because I had the mentality like, what if I'm gone? If I was getting so good once upon a time, when I get out, I see other people eating that wasn't eating when I was there.
Right.
When I was out, I was like,
that's that pride.
I'm like, oh, God, I gotta get back right. Like, how these goofies eating and stuff like that. So I put myself in a situation whereas this is the start, this is the end. This is the start, this is the end. This is the start. That's been a pattern for so long for me that I had to like break the cycle for a while. Because I'm one of them people that get caught up in the system so early where I've been on probation or parole damn near since I've been 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like forever. Like I had a spurt in my lifetime where I was off for 3 years and it was like the craziest 3 years of my life. You know what I mean? I'm trying not, by me being on paper now and stuff like that and having a different mind frame, I'm trying not to like result to certain things I've done, but it's hard to like not say, I'm free, bitch. I don't have that restraint. You know what I mean? Because I don't like I don't smoke or do certain things like that because I've never done it because I've always been on paper. I never had the tolerance for it. That's why. So when I get off, I feel like, oh, I'm gonna smoke a little bit or do something to enjoy myself. But then it's like, for what? If I've never done it this long, you know what I mean? And I'm blessed by some by not to have an addictive personality because I never went through withdrawals. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke cigarettes and none of that type of shit. I can just actually just be normal and be fucked up. That shows you how crazy I actually am.
Because you'll be sober and be fucked up.
Yeah, I don't have to be drinking or smoking or nothing, but that goes with being institutional.
Right, exactly. And it plays along hand in hand with a lot of different things. I know for people that, like us that have been in and out for so long, you would think a person like us would be institutionalized. But I tell you like this, I've been in prison 4 times up here. And it's, each time I try to rebel against what happened the first time. You know what I mean? So it's like you say, you get out, you see people that were chewing that wasn't really chewing in the beginning. Like, damn, how this goofy get it? How they, hold on, you ain't, nah. So you get into that competitive mode. And I do have a competitive nature, so it's kind of like, I'm like, fuck that, I gotta get at it again. Each time they already have my number. Because it's actually said that they have people that's assigned to you when you get out of prison if you got a dope case. So if you got a dope case and you out here and you get out, you get popped, you get out, and assign a task force agent to you once you get out of prison to make sure that you're not doing it. We didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to get some more money. But getting locked back up this last time changed me for a number of reasons. I can go on about the whole goddamn thing, but it changed me in a lot of ways. And this time I can honestly say, and I'm not gonna even bullshit you, this bit helped me in a lot of ways. I think all of them did, but this one was the one that I finally listened. You know what I mean? I went to that, I went through and I was chill my whole bit. I knew what to expect. I knew what I was going into, so I prepared myself. And it was the first bit I had a lot of time. It gave me 14 years. So it was kind of like 7 to 7. You know what I mean? So it was like
7 in, 7 out.
7 in, 7 out. So it was kind of like, okay, I got
something they don't do in other states.
Right, they don't do that.
Since they do things called day for day.
Day for day, you get half of the time.
Yeah, so if you get 8 years, you're gonna do like 4.5.
Right.
And you might get 60 months or 10 weeks of supervision when you get released or something like that. Cause my cousin, he just did 27 years, and he only got 4 years paper out of 27 years.
Yeah, that's
you know
the crazy part.
They finna cut that down because he's applying because the Democrats fucked it up too, though. I mean, everybody fucked up the system, like you said, it's big money. So it's crazy how they can get somebody 14 years, bro, and you gotta complete
all the whole 14 years.
We born, bro. What else? What you got? Give us something.
No, I'm listening.
It's fucked up, though, bro.
No, this show is really.
What do we need to reform? What do we think we need to change?
Actually, what you just said. Wisconsin.
Like, that's game.
Need to cut off the back end as far as when you're out of prison. It's causing too many taxpayers. It's people that's been after the first 2 years they got what you're trying to send to them. I'm not gonna break the law no more. I'm chilling. I'm a model citizen. If you can go 2 years, you can go the rest of your duration, meaning you got it. If you show those qualities, you need to be out parole. Period. Why have a person, and it's crazy, if you're going to sentence them and keep them in the system, sentence them in prison time. If you're going to give them all that, give it all of them in, and when they get out, you monitor them for X amount of time and cut them loose. It should be a cap off on how much parole you do. Because I know agents is trying to send people for 10, 11 years. If you got 15 years of paper, that means guess what? You got to do 15 years with this agent. This agent got to watch you for 15 years.
Collect your bids.
Collect your bid. I mean, even if you get dropped down low, because they got high, medium, and low. If you drop down low, that's every 3 months. So every 3 months for 15 years, let's say 12 years, because the first 2 years when they drop you down, then that's when you're going to make it to minimum, probably after the first year. But to go for 15 years, 14 years with the same person, that you're just wasting time. And he's going to work, he or she is going to work, doing what they got to do.
Banking off you.
And you want to keep them on parole. For what? There's no sense to it. I know back then...
Or somebody can call and say, hey, look, this dude's screwing up, and it's not even another crime, and they can automatically send to you because it's just protocol.
Senseless revocations. Senseless revocations. It's more people, and this part plays a lot on the people too. It's more people locked up in Brown County Jail in these counties throughout the state of Wisconsin for Facebook allegations than actual crimes that they committed while on probation or parole. A lot of people are getting locked up more so for allegations because, for one, the shit that's on Facebook that they be doing. Two, a person called into your PO and said, hey, so-and-so said that he was doing this. He saw you at the bar. You got to no drinking, guess what? The PO gonna lock you up.
Oh yeah, that's something different too that I wasn't aware of being out here, because in Illinois you can drink because it's legal.
Yeah.
You can do anything that's legal, I mean to an extent, but just legal. You can be at a bar, you can do whatever you want to do. They got the system so crazy out here just to get you back in the system where they try to cut you by the balls. You know what I mean? Bad enough I can't vote. Now you take the liquor away from me, like what I'm supposed to do? You know what I mean?
But you know what the kicker part is not to cut you out? Say for instance you got 10 years of paper. You go 9 months, 9 years, 11 days, 9 years, 11 months, and 30 days. You got 1 day to go. Say for instance you get in trouble on that 31st day. They can take that whole 10 years back and start you over per the law. Now I'm not saying that it would happen right then and there. It'd be crazy. You got 1 day left. They fuck around. But I'm just saying you can go 7 years. You got 3 years left.
7, 7, 7, 93, 11.
And get revoked. To end up going your ass back to.
They just never know how to classify me though, bro. Right? Be honest with you, it's fucked up, and it's so good because that's why I say I'm really a mess, but I'm not a mess. Like I've always got caught for narcotics or something, it's some bull crap. You know something? What's the name? But I didn't have any addictions to really center around that, or I didn't really have no violence in the state. I had violence out of state or whatever. But they would just say like, "Go do your time." You know what I mean? A lot of people, they give you all these programs, criminal thinking, you gotta do these classes and stuff like that. I I was blessed. I was one of the few that was blessed by just being who I was and talking to the people straight up, and they were just like, what do you need to get up out of here early? You know what I mean? And a lot of people that don't happen to, man. And I'm not saying that I was like, I was blessed. Yeah, I mean, to an extent. And I didn't get on the pills, I didn't get on medication, but I was able to be who I was, bro. And even when I got to new places, I could walk in, I had the best job in the world.
I'll tell you, we can get on that one.
Bro, I was like, it's just God just teaching me a lesson. That's why I know it's a greater call for me on a lot of things. Because I took time before in Illinois, because I'm like, damn, they could have called me for something else. So I'm just gonna take this. I'll take this little bit because it could be so much worse. But I got to a prison, be the third day in, and the sergeant called me to the desk like, hey, you want a job doing? Like, seriously, bro, like, I don't know if I had something that went on my head.
Do you think that falls upon the master manipulator? Like,
I think that's that Dak shit. Hey, look, he my counselor now. It's not the master manipulator. How would I manipulate a person by just being myself, like just talking on the phone, just doing my own?
It's just like church. You setting up the stage already.
And that's so. I think that's God. I think that's God because people
power. Like you doing it beforehand.
Like, for instance, like Will per se, like we just talked about Will. Not talking about you, but you've never been through any of this. Because there's some people that generally have to learn the hard way and go to jail. It's some cake. There's some people like you that do more dirt than a little bit, but they just don't get caught. You know what I mean? So it's like we are angels, and to an extent, bro. Even sitting at this table, we certain angels because he caught advantages. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying do no crime, do your time. But when you do certain things, you have to be accountable for. That's what I'm trying to preach to my son, especially in a community like this, especially with the sex, with the fentanyl they doing to people. You have to get played. If you call yourself playing somebody and putting them on some stuff that they don't know what they're doing, you should get a murder. Exactly. You should get a murder. If you playing on people, individuals, or playing on women, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that sex is wrong or nothing like that, but it's fucked up the way they playing a lot of black men in this community off sex. It's fucked up to me. A prostitute is human trafficking now. This is a girl that guys be with girls for certain times and they hanging out and they doing shows or whatever and this and that, and you get caught with this individual and they charge you with human trafficking.
It's the adjusting factor because for so long, like you just stated, they didn't know how to classify it.
They didn't know, right? They
didn't know how to classify what was here because all the laws and everything, even down, we can take it a little step deeper with the Boys and Girls Club, what we was talking about in previous shows. It's like they so outdated, they had to change the narrative to be able to get a hold on it. Do you know what I mean? Right. Just like with the prison system. Okay, we don't know where these people come from, hence why we're doing 43 North. It's a hybrid community, what we always talk about. No. They don't know, it's all new, so what you gotta do? You gotta reinvent the wheel. So now things that would be prostitution, a woman selling their own self on their own time, doing what they do is human trafficking because they feel they're controlled by some other man, which wasn't what it is. Right. But to get a handle on it, they classified and put this in the realm with everything else. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, the laws and stuff, as far as prison reform, I think should be challenged in a lot of different ways.
Shout out to ACLU.
Yeah, shout out to
ACLU and other people, Melissa, whoever really fighting, because they got boots on the ground, man. They going to Madison and saying crime is replication is a joke. Y'all need to eliminate certain things. There's no way a person should be able to call and talk to your PO and be anonymous. There's no way in life you can have somebody control just because they did a crime. You accept a transgender person for changing their sexuality. If you say something about
right,
and that's a thing too. That's a thing too. I read that, and that's the truth though. You can accept people for changing or saying I don't do that no more, this and that. But a person that committed a crime in the past, they forever shadowed by that, and that's so fucked up, man. And I mean, they don't just go for white people. I mean, black people go for white people and everything. Man. Everybody put in a box when you get that F on your name, and that's why jobs even freeing up the point now. You ain't gotta explain no more. You ain't gotta say I gotta feel because they know it's just so bogus, man. You know what I mean?
The laws and stuff like they easily can put that on you. I mean, anything can be considered a felony. You have too many misdemeanors in one thing, they have compiled them and make it a felony. Well, along this type of lines, I think this is a felony. And that's a lot with the DA. A lot of the DA classify a lot of different things. So it's a lot. The prison reform can be so many different angles, so many different things. Like, to be honest, they don't have nothing here for the shorties to really connect to. So therefore, what are they going to be? Sitting ducks. Mass majority, 60-70% of these kids are going to end up experiencing some type of jail or prison. male and female, white and black, all kids from all walks of life, because now it became a big business. It's not just attacking the blacks or the Latinos. They got their money off us already.
That's why shout out to Trump, man. I know people hate that, but shout out to fucking Trump, man. Trump is cracking down because they fucking with his money with the prison system. They fucking with the states.
He wanted to debunk that shit.
He wanted to get rid of a lot of that shit. That's why he releasing certain people, certain individuals. Because he like, I feel Robert Williams. How you gonna get this man 30 years for? You know what I mean? It's just certain.
He's starting to look at these cases.
Yeah, shout out to him. And he started to look at the fact that the Democrats played a lot of people in blindside and say he was with us, but they was getting their pockets greased to a certain extent.
By the Republicans.
Bill Clinton, one of the main ones. Hillary Clinton. That 13th Amendment thing. It's a lot of stuff that goes into factors with these politicians in these prisons.
He came out with that. Remember in the city when he came out with
the 3 strikes. They started that.
Remember the gang activity with mob action.
Oh God.
Mob action. They didn't know how.
If 3 people walking together, it's called mob action. They won't charge you with a crime.
You couldn't walk around. It was almost considered martial law. Everybody was like, wait a minute, we can't kick it in groups no more.
They had
3 or more. We had to move into.
AG, they had a fucking a charge called aggravated moping.
Yeah.
Aggravated moping means you just walking around.
Hey, get your hand.
You just walking around. They can charge you with aggravated moping because, like he said, the Democrat, they had these laws set in play where they just had to fill the jails. They had to have a certain quota. That's why the Tuesday and Thursday thing was really some shit back in the day, because they had to meet these quotas. And I mean, it's changing to an extent, but it's getting worse because now he's sending you out to prison where they shooting you right on the spot.
Yeah.
If they feel that you were choking you out.
Man, bam.
I just saw some shit on Western earlier. Somebody just shared on their page.
Yeah.
Somebody, he was like, oh, I'm down.
Yeah. After he was down there, they ended up.
And they do that little move. Hey, I'm gonna make sure I send you some of them clips so you can put it in this, because this is some incidents that been on about the Green Bay Police Department for downtown by stir-ups and stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
that you can see the brutality how it exists. This is one of the only communities too where they got like AR-15s in the back of their car. They don't need no AR-15s in the back of their damn car for what?
This Mayberry, man.
Bro, so what do they need?
This Mayberry.
And in Mayberry, what he had 1 bullet in that gun. Barney Fife had 1 bullet. He didn't need to never shoot that gun. So Barney Fife had 1 bullet in that gun. In a community like this is one of the safest communities in the world in actuality.
Yeah.
If you look over like the statistics, they say it's the workplace for black people because black people don't be held accountable for a lot of their stuff. But it's the workplace for everybody if you're not doing the right thing. This is a really place to prosper and be successful. You can leave your windows down. I mean, to an extent, things are changing. There's thieves everywhere and stuff like that.
But it's really nobody with bars or big windows.
Yeah! Every door in Chicago, you got you have to.
All first floors throughout the city got burgled.
You have to.
All first levels.
So I'm grateful to be in this community. I'm grateful to raise my kids here. But the main thing I want to do is change the narrative, man. You don't have to call on nobody. You can be. Mind your fucking business. Live your life. Let people live their life. Don't make up this big charade. Don't do this. Don't do that. Not being telling nobody how to live their life or what to do or nothing like that. But let's work against the system as opposed to being with the system, because the system is corrupted anything. The police even got a thing that they do. If you snitch in the police department, bro, they getting you up out of there. They got a code of conduct that they fall by. The mob, the politicians, they got a code of conduct. You see what the whistleblower? That's what they call it. They call a snitch a whistleblower.
Use a whistleblower.
You feel me? You not supposed to tell. Not telling them, hey, do whatever y'all fucking do, whatever y'all feel comfortable. But mind your own business, man. Let people live like you ruining people's lives by abiding by certain bullshit that's already bullcrap. You know what I mean? So a lot of that stuff need to be restructured and reformed in my eyes, man. That crowd replication gotta go. That anonymous call shit gotta go. A lot of that shit gotta go. If you don't know how to straighten the facts, man, there's no way. And then a lot of
They need day for day.
They need day for day. Get rid of the truth for sentencing, man. We got a whole new structure, man. Shout out to Trump once again, y'all. Look, I'm too Because Trump was taking an effort in it.
Yeah, I mean,
and he didn't look in the other door.
Thursday, bro, gonna have that MAGA hat on.
Hey, look. No, I'm gonna have what's Kevin Gates?
Make America travel.
I got a picture of my phone, but it might shock the community, man. But go ahead, finish what you said.
Yeah, so it always is another side to the coin as far as prison reform, because they have programs that's in place. Like, shout out. Oh, okay. What is it? Make white scared again? They should be scared. They should be scared. It's crazy, but it's always two sides of the coin, man. As far as prison reform and what's in place right now, a lot of stuff. Yeah, is it fucked up? Yeah, it's fucked up in Wisconsin system. That's why it's doing day for day and doing everything. A lot of people would think it was an attack on black folks. In a sense, it is, but it was on our dumb ass fault to keep doing the same shit.
Yeah.
So it's like
you gotta be accountable. Because wasn't nobody woke.
No, wasn't nobody woke, and they thought it was so sweet. And then it was like it's like considered a trap because a lot of people that was coming to the joint between like 99 to 05, it was filled until they seemed like, oh shit, we got what we want. Now we got them all in the barrel. Now let's put the top on it. And that's when it came changing how they everything. You used to get clothes sent from the world.
Yeah.
Literally from my house.
Yeah.
My wife, everything. I'm talking about you walking around like you was in the fit, like robe. I can wear this.
Yeah.
I can have this Gucci in there because of the material.
Brown County.
So many pockets you could have.
Soap, deodorant.
Everything. Everything.
The soap.
They wasn't ready for it.
They wasn't ready for it.
They wasn't ready for
But
it.
now they ready for that ass.
Now they got the control. I mean,
They got a machine you go through now to scan you to make sure they got nothing hid on you now.
Because you put it in the air. People put it in the glutes and
They're
everything.
spending so much money for nothing, bro, because that's their big money. That's why they capitalize on.
They got so much to just throw money here and throw money there. But yeah, the senseless crimeless revocations, man, I think, unless you commit another case, you shouldn't even be worried about. Like, even people like Illinois save so much money with not having to worry about piss testing people, not having to worry about doing like all this other stuff, because until you broke the law again, that's when they break the law. And then they'll piss test you. Then all that stuff that you did, that you thought you got away with it, they'll catch you with it, send you back to the joint. You do day for day, then you back out. But it's strenuous. You know what I mean? A lot of these people don't get it. If you do that in the state so much money, we would be in a surplus. I'd be interested to know what's the budget now for Wisconsin. Interested. Right, seriously, I would like to notice the stats on that because to be able to maintain 22,000 inmates throughout the state of Wisconsin, what is that on the taxpayers? What is that? Oh, that's 22,000.
But like you say, it's a day camp, so they really not doing nothing. They just getting funded for nothing, bro.
They ask the government.
If
that's
you
when Obama come on, that's where
if you look at that 30-30 Curry Lane situation, man, that is a high-tech facility.
Yeah.
That facility should be in California somewhere. They don't even have jails that standard in big community where crime being committed. So they got the fact of, we fill it up, we get more money, say it's too full, build. Where the fuck is this money going? It ain't going on Broadway, because there's so many empty things over there. It ain't going on Walnut Street, because there's so much abandoned stuff over there.
It's going in their pocket.
You feel me?
It's going in their pocket, like everything, and that's where they fucked up at up here in Wisconsin. Well, I would say this area is because the federal government governs what they got going. They got regulations. See, wasn't no feds up here, and I like that. Before the feds got up here, Green Bay was doing whatever they want. They was convicting you bogus. They was getting people to sign statements on you and using that and making it admissible in court. But then they were spending money like that at the Brown County Jail. And you wasn't supposed to spend that type of money on no shit like that so soon if your crime rate don't reach what it needs to be. So they had to keep doing that shit over and over again to show like, okay, hey, this is what it is. But
How was your weekend though, bro? I want to change it up a little bit because you know what I mean? Like I said, we got dollars and we give it to him, but I wonder, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was kind of quiet.
How was your weekend,
He was
man?
kind of quiet.
How was the lifted luxury situation going? Give us
Lifted luxury situation going good, but like I said, it's just mixtape season, bro.
mixtape season.
March Madness.
Yeah, I'm being pretty much it for March Madness. Like
Somebody did a March Madness mixtape with you before. Who was that? Was that E.BHoy?
no, it was me and OG Sean guy.
Okay. And E.BHoy did a 420 mixtape.
Yeah.
I watched your growth over the time. E.BHoy reached out to me the other day too, man. Shout out to Uncle E.BHoy, man. Eldon Powers, what is it? He got pits for sale. He got new pits and stuff.
Oh shit.
But yeah, man.
We got some more picks on the way too, though.
Yeah, we got something on the way.
What you gonna do? You just
Good one.
So you got any kids coming up? You know? So that's what doing all the fucking in your house, that damn dog.
Damn.
Hey, I was talking to somebody the other day. She wanted a cat, right? I'm like, man, I ain't fuck with the cat. Fuck over your crib, right? But shit, give your ass a baby. You want something to take care of? I got a donut. No, I'm talking shit though. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Goddamn time, man.
Hey, let's not donate no cats. Don't get nobody no pets. The new season is still. We got to grow this population, man, because the coronavirus is eliminated.
Yeah, coronavirus is a motherfucker. You see, we got one actual death already off.
I heard we got like 4 in Seattle.
4 in Seattle. What happened today?
I don't know the other day.
They watching them, man. They said they came up with a cure already too, though.
So,
Yeah, it's already been in your lifestyle for the last 20 years.
oh, it might be that shit from that movie. Remember the movie with the alien? They snort that thing that they made in school. What was that school called? Cause where this shit coming from, bro? Where would this come from?
They scripted in the atmosphere.
Well, they said it came from Asia.
What are they doing over there? They always blaming shit on Asia. Why? Because of the fish and the mercury.
No, because of their population. It's thick over there.
It's thick.
When they got a law that you only have 2 kids in your household.
And they all moving here. And they all moving here. They having the kids sent to the country and shit like that. They doing their thing.
You got to mute that thing.
I'm just saying, but yeah, you know, you gotta look at this. It's a couple of billion over there, fool. They thick.
They're trying to kill them off.
They thick.
Even out
Have you ever reached out to somebody else on music or anything?
What you mean?
Like linked up or try to reach out to anybody in another country on music?
Hell yeah,
Like
a few of them. Hell yeah, I think that's cool. Cause shit, I look at it like, let's just say, our Billboard charts ain't the same as your Billboard charts or Asia or Africa. So why not?
How do you feel about the London accent of rappers? Because rapping wise, they sound gangster, but when they talk, they got that English, that strong. You don't like.
But that's just like what the.
I'll kick your ass.
You like, what's up with
You not even sound good. Not even sound good.
Just like you remember that, like the Beatles and all of them, they came over here and they didn't sound like none of these white boys. But then once they got to singing, they were singing better than they.
It's crazy, man, because I was looking at that the other day. I was listening to some music. It sound dope, but the moment he talk, it's like, I can't feel it. Certain movies, I can't even watch with that accent, that thick accent. I don't know. Like, I tell people this all the time who go against.
So that mean you don't like Idris album?
Yeah, I mean, I like it in The Wire, but I'm not a, you know what I mean?
So it's that crossover.
He had that American accent. He had to fake an American accent in The Wire, you know what I mean? There's a couple people do that. I don't like it, no. I mean, the only thing I like from that, I like when the Spice Girl, that Black Spice Girl.
Dog, that bullshit.
It make the movie, hey, you gotta cut the volume up high as hell on the TV when they talking, bro. Those movies be crazy, man.
Boy.
What else though, Will? What's going on with you, man? I've been listening to you sometime, you know that.
Man, that's really it, man. TY on my neck.
Shout out to Born Ready Music. I keep telling you, keep Born Ready going, man. You know what I mean?
Got Crush in Texas.
Yeah. So what you out there doing?
Shooting music videos and recording. So we got a lot of little situation out there.
That's good, man.
That's it, really, bro. Like I said, man, just knocking these
Ready for my mixtape, man. Ready for my advertising mixtape.
Well, come on with that 40-year-old rapper tape.
Ooh, they ain't ready for that. I don't think they're ready. I think y'all know this. I got something on my sleeve, man. To make sure.
Nothing to bust me.
I'm saying, or me, you can do a Step Brothers tape.
Oh.
I'm with it. Now I'll hit that first, right?
Or hold up, or you and Jason can do the Step Brothers.
He already gonna be on that. He gonna be on that boy.
The Fat Boys.
Who said Fat Boy?
The Fat Boys.
I like Chris Marky D. They used to call me that when I was growing up too.
Marky D.
Look down, Buck.
Cool Rocks.
Ooh, shine.
You do some dark stuff, bro. I like my everything. Yeah. Hey, that's dope, though.
You can eat.
I used to love that. But that showed you evolution. That showed you evolution.
Hey, that's culture right there.
That was dope. Give us some more of that real quick.
Let me stop. That's culture, man.
That's the real culture. Right now, Dougie Fresh still touring off that.
Yeah, he is. He's
Still touring the whole entire country. Coming out there.
Beatboxing.
All that. I watched the Mike Up special the other day. Oh, Mike Up's like, stay your name.
Holy shit.
I just wanted to light it up a bit, man, because prison reform.
Prison reform.
That's a dark topic, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back, I'm just listening because I don't know nothing about it.
That's why we had to dive into it a little bit, man. It is a serious note because they are locking up a lot of our people, man. A lot of people, man, is going to prison for senseless stuff. A lot of people get revoked for senseless revocations. So definitely, man, it is a deep situation, especially from brothers that already been in there. As you see, we shared a little bit of our stories, man. So this is something that's surreal in our community, man, that we got to really take a look at and think about our actions, what we're doing. Do you really want to go to prison? Do you want to be in that bullshit? If not, you're going to have to think your way up out of it.
I would tell my son now, I'd be like, look, you gonna go. I'm gonna buy you out, but you have to learn that. It's like the stove technique. It's like, don't touch the stove, it's hot. You gotta learn, you know, and when people do certain stuff, I think you should be held accountable for your actions to an extent, but you shouldn't be maxed out for your ass.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
They get rid of it. The thing that I didn't like, and they made it as blunt. Shout out to we got everybody's. It's depending on two people who get caught for the same thing, and one to get more time than the other. That was the only thing that I hated.
Is that white privilege thing they talk about?
Yep. It happens. It happens. I mean, it's all throughout Wisconsin. You know, you get some that's, and they say.
My thing is this though, how the hell can you be in Wisconsin and you got 9 OWIs, bro?
Because they got no other cases. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those situations, man, where they have to fill the jail.
Yeah,
Like, so they sit outside the bar. This whole strip full of bars, bro. So they can sit there and just watch. I got one years ago, and we used to park across the street from the 5-6. They get so hard on Nick Barnett, watching him so hard, bro. It's a fence at the parking lot right across the street. It's a brown fence. So the Green Bay Police Department used to wear these frog suits, like these brown hoodie, like they can sit, like how you sitting, and they can sit against the fence. And if you walk to your car, they're like, oh, that's the registration. Out of nowhere. They did for that house right over there. Like if you know where Charlton at, it's an empty lot right across from the empty lot. That was our parking lot. That was the lights, camera, action parking lot. If you want to park in the back, if you park in the back, they might break in your stuff. We were fresh group people with TVs and stuff. It was new. So some people was out here still stealing at that time. You know, like I said, they went nowhere. But we could park over there so you can walk out the bar, and you can walk straight to the shop. So the police knew that. So they'd sit all over there with these little suits on, and that's how they was getting there. Or they would you pull off and whoop.
Right behind it was whooping.
You know you've been drinking. They know you've been drinking, but they had to get some cases. They
had to be this vocal, man. I mean, it was crazy, man. I think it's a lot of people got more voice when it comes to a lot of different things, but now you know the law. A lot of people know not to drink and drive. Some people feel
drinking and driving ain't good, man.
But that's one thing I gotta say this area is notorious for. I got a lot of people in there. That's one thing that probably could be looked at as something that you need to go to prison for. You know what I mean? Like seriously, because drinking and driving, because you got a 2-ton bullet aimed at anybody.
Ooh, he gets the counselor today. These are all program talks we talking about. The master manipulator, the 2-pound bullet. I was in program with those two, so I know what you're talking about.
It's a 2-pound bullet pointed at anybody.
And show you how jails, all the white people was always out for the drug driving, right? All the black people was drug dealers, right? So it was like always a conflict. We used to have a round table. Oh, you trying to kill people with the drugs. You trying to kill people with the drugs. It was crazy how...
You probably killed more people than I ever did.
Yes.
But you had men mixes all right.
Like we said, wrong is wrong, right is right, man. Felony, whatever. But potato. But it's just crazy how like white collar crimes or these are crimes that white people are notorious for, like serial killing but now that's why they're trying to like change it up and make sure we get accountable for some of that. That's why so many more black sex offenders and stuff like that.
And
OWIs and stuff like that because they gotta show that it's a difference. It ain't the same.
But also too, they send a lot of more white boys to joint for dope now too. Versus the ones that was back then, they was getting off, they was getting caught with whatever, ounces, 6 whatever, and they was getting county time. They wasn't going to the joint. Now the jokers they see, oh no, you motherfuckers is trying to do the same shit we're gonna do y'all.
Like that punk ass Bill Clinton law about the soft powder.
Yeah.
All of that's the Clintons, y'all. So don't think Democrats are the best all the time.
Democrats.
They had some shit. You still got to remember Reagan had some shit in order too.
Yeah. Reagan had a lot of stuff in order. And I mean, a lot of people like use Reagan's playbook to keep it going because that was Reaganomics. It was money involved in that. Reagan structured the money. Reagan was just a pretty boy at the face, and they built that money around. That's why they talk about the Reaganomics. So even Barack Obama used a lot of his playbook. Barack Obama used a lot of Reagan stuff just to say, like we talked about before. But before we get off the subject, what do you think about the weed OWI thing they doing now? I heard they doing a thing where if you smoking marijuana and you driving, they can test and find out. You heard that?
Compared, they can just make a judgment. Look at your eyes. I don't know.
You think that's fair? Or you think when you stoned, you get to cruise driving?
Because they're about to legalize it. That's like they did with Prohibition, to take away from the people who's making all the money the government wasn't. So now they can do the same thing since they're going to legalize it. This is where they're going to make money off of it now. You're impaired, like OWI.
I'll just be sitting in the crib.
That's basically what I was going to say. Once they come up with a way to test you on the spot, then they'll most likely make it legal.
Right? Once that's to that point. But yeah, this is an interesting topic, man. I mean, talk about a little bit of prison reform. Hopefully we can come back and revisit this one of these days, have some people up here that maybe even worked in the prison system before, man. There's some people that's out there, some officers, correctional officers that may or may
Let's invite them officers here one time and come to all the black events.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the lieutenants. It's like a group of them. That any event that I've been to over time, it's the same 4 ones. And so either it's one or two things with that to me. Either they interested in changing the narrative, or they just being nosy and seeing who moving and shaking.
It could be a little bit of both, then that goes with our better judgment as far as how the way you look at it.
But shout out to y'all, man, because y'all at least paying attention and y'all interested in what's going on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I like that.
Anybody that's on prison reform too, man, we might revisit this once again. Anybody that's been out there that's struggling, like finally got it right, man, come on up.
Emilio Torres,
Yeah.
sorry about the content, man. We gonna make sure we get all that uploaded, get you going, man, and
Yeah.
just get y'all some work, man. Cause y'all are putting boots on the ground, man. Melissa Lundgren
Yeah.
or whatever, Melissa, the other black guy, I forgot your name, bro. But shout out to you, my
I'm
man.
gonna upload that shit. I'm gonna put that out there. But yeah, y'all know what it is. Another episode of 43 North. The host with the most. Tommy Boy, DJ Trill Will, we out. Peace.